Hello everyone and welcome back to our blind Let's Play Ace Attorney Investigations Miles Edgeworth. My name is FlightlessBird, this is your story-based gaming channel, and today, this is where it really starts. Indeed. I mustn't let my guard down for even a second or the truth will blow away. Now is the time to put the patented Von Karma perfect proof to the test. Let's do this, my friends. Hope you're all having a wonderful, fantastic day. Misuse rebuttal. You argue that the window was opened. However, do you have proof it was I who did that? Evidence. All I need to do is have some prints analyzed, and we know straight away. Be my guest. She sounds as though she has a room to maneuver, which means she must wear gloves. Even if we were able to lift prints, they'd only show that was someone else, but why that someone else was forced to open the window? Well, that's simple logic. It's because the perfume was so overpowering. That's why. Why don't I try presenting that piece of evidence? I have nothing to lose. What's wrong? The scorched eyebrows lights on the further all back. More importantly, are you going to be okay not running a fingerprint analysis? Yes, I'll be fine. Oh, well, in that case, I'll just continue with my testimony. Is that alright? Furthermore, do you have proof that the tape was used in committing the crime? I thought I just proved that it was. Sure, you proved that the tape was there at the scene of the crime. However, that doesn't prove it was actually used in said crime. Unfortunately for you, Mrs. Yu, the fact that the tape was there at the crime scene is in itself very important. How so? By the very existence of that tape at the crime scene, it proves the possibility that the when of the crime could have been fabricated. And that possibility alone renders all alibis and witness reports irrelevant. Basically, it means that we will need to re-examine every person's movements once again. All the dots. Whether the tape was used in the crime or not, that we can re-evaluate afterwards. Grr! So, in conclusion, you're admitting that you can't prove that it was at this point? Frankly, I'm shocked at you for going around accusing people of murder like this. Even if you're shocked, that is of no concern to me. I do things my own way. Oh? I see that you're not laughing for a change. Because I'm shocked. Again, you being shocked is of no concern to me. Old school Edgeworth. Oh, I gotta love it. Let us continue with the testimony. Alright, but let me just say one thing. You shouldn't go around accusing people. Especially with logic as full of holes as yours. Full of holes? Well, I suppose it might be. Oh, admitting to a false start, are we? At this point in time is what I meant to say. Should I take that to mean that you're just a sore loser? No matter how full of holes my logic may be right now, if I plug them one at a time, I will ultimately make my way to the truth. What a paradox! Take care to not fall into one of those holes before you fill it up. Miles, you remember, don't you? About 5 window and lobby number 1 was open. Yes, of course I do. And that's how I'll attack. I'll present the reason why the window had to be opened. It's simply because the perfume was too strong. It's good to get off to a strong start, my friends. Whew. I'm sure you have seen this before, haven't you, Mrs. Yu? Haha, Edgeworth. I never knew you were into wearing that kind of perfume. It's not exactly what I recommend for boys, you know. What? This isn't mine. That's right, it's mine. And I received it from Detective Bad, you see. Miss you. You can pretend all you like, but we know at least this much for sure. You know, I just realized this, like, just now. Yesterday, I accidentally called Detective Bad Dr. Bad. And the reason I call him Dr. Bad is because I stumbled over the word detective, and somehow it came out doctor. I have no idea how that happened. I didn't remember doing it until whoever told me I did it. But yeah, I totally blundered that one. And now I know why. That this bottle of perfume was given to Detective Bad by you. Because it really gets strong really fast. So, what about the perfume? While you were in lobby number 1, you made a big show of spilling some of this perfume. That's according to Detective Bad. The dead sea. Oh, I know. You also know that if you spilled it, you would naturally move to open a window. Calm now. I've already told you, that's all just a big coincidence. After you opened the window in lobby number 1, I just left it open, you know? So maybe it was just dumb luck that we heard the gunshot through the window. The timing of when you were going to spill the perfume is something you could control. And most important fact about this case is when people were made to hear the shot. Oh, that may have also been, you remember yesterday when I was saying it's kind of, I said it's kind of not very plausible that no one else heard the TV? Maybe this is it. Maybe she timed when to spill the perfume so that when he opened up the window, the shot would happen at about that time. Still, that is an incredibly huge risk that she took on that. Furthermore, it would have been pointless if you didn't have an alibi for yourself at the time. You mean? Miss you were the one who called Detective Bad into lobby number 1 when you saw him bring Detective Gumshoe into the hallway. Is that correct? They're not impressed dots. All of today's premeditated events could only have been thought up by you, Mrs. Yu. Oh, we're getting to her. Look at that little smudge. Oh, it's already gone. Never mind. You accused me of murder on the fact that I spilled a little perfume. Well, allow me to say this much. I could have killed Mr. Faraday. Would you care to testify as to why? Look, I've had a lot of fun today, really. But I grow wary of this game of cat and mouse. Let's make this the last testimony and wrap up this absurd case once and for all. Here we go. Why it couldn't be me? Accusing someone of murder of a spilled bottle of perfume is a bit over the top. But I suppose forgery of evidence is to be expected of a disciple of Von Karma. Ooh, ho, ho, ho. In any case, it simply could not have been me who killed Mr. Faraday. After all, I don't even know where the knife that was used to kill him came from. Is it? Is it? Miles, her testimony is flawless. Yes, but no matter what sort of trick she may try to pull, she won't escape me. And if I'm lacking in information, I'll just draw it out of her. Accusing someone of murder of a spilled bottle of perfume is a bit over the top. I think I already explained the significance of that earlier. You only confirmed that I did spill some perfume. But that's all. That you would accuse me of murder based on a simple spill? Don't you dare complain when I sue you for defamation of character. Ah! Do as you like. But as for me, I believe. You believe? I believe that you are the true culprit in this case. I'm enthusiastic. Of course, I should have guessed. But I suppose forgery evidence is to be expected of a disciple of Von Karma. I formally request that you desist in your attack against my mentor. Yes, I will sue you for defamation. All I'm doing is telling the truth. Well, maybe more like spreading gossip. Although your adamant denials are, shall we say, just adding fuel to the fire. How dare you say such a thing? Calm down, little girl. Don't let her get to you. Dang! Aw, why did you have to ruin my fun? Well, shall I continue? Let's see, in any case, it simply could not have been me who killed Mr. Faraday. And why exactly could you not have killed him? I was just about to testify to that. You're such an impatient man. I'm not really into that, you know, Edgeworth. Arrgh! Your preferences have no bearing on what is at hand. Feeling a little comfortable, are we? Mrs. Yu, you will desist in this tomfoolery and return to your testimony. And Miles, if you're going to lose a cool, then I won't show you any mercy. Sorry. Miss Yu, please continue with your testimony. Oh, sure. As I was saying, I could have possibly killed Mr. Faraday. After all, I don't even know where the knife that was used to kill him came from. Wait a second. Wait. I had the Yatagarasu's key. Faraday had the key. So this right here, this is the knife. No, that's not gonna work, is it? Like, I was gonna say, how would she know about the knife? But then I had to realize she knows that he was stabbed. I don't know. I mean, my brain just went to a different place. But I don't know if that logic's gonna work. Let me hold off on that. Hold on. Let me read Edgeworth's statement here. Maybe this will clear it up. At this rate, she will inevitably escape, but if she was the one who killed Mr. Faraday, then she must have known about the existence of the knife. I'm sorry, Miss Yu, maybe you weren't aware. However, the knife that was used to kill Miss Faraday was taken from his evidence bag. Miles, what do you think you're doing? I'm drawing the truth out of her, that's what I'm doing. Huh? But I don't recall a knife being presented at the trial earlier today. Well, I suppose that's because the evidence was something Miss Faraday had yet to use. So that's what you're trying to do? Look, why don't you cut it out with all the lies? I've already figured you out. There was no knife inside Mr. Faraday's evidence bag. The only evidence he had yet to present was the key the Yatagarasu had sent. And unless the key can magically turn into a knife, you really don't have a leg to stand on. Did you really think you could trap me? Oh, come now, be honest. I never intended to do such a thing. It was all a misunderstanding on my part. In any case, I wonder if you might append what you just said to your testimony. Sure, why not? I'll even say it as many times as you'd like. That's so weird how she said that, though. Like, who would say this? Like, if he had no idea that the key was actually a knife, Why would you say, unless the key can become a knife? You wouldn't say this. You would say something like, they must have had the knife hidden somewhere else on the bag. But you wouldn't go to this conclusion. Miss Yu, I would just like to confirm something with you one more time. Oh, about what's going to happen to Detective Gumshoe after this? I don't need to ask you about that, because he isn't the killer. Ah, looks like the number of wrinkles on your forehead have increased yet again. Ah! That issue aside, Miss Yu, I'd like to ask you about what was inside the bag. You are sure it was the Yatagarasu's key, correct? Yes, I'm sure. Which is why I'm completely baffled as to where that knife could come from. I think I just spotted the road to a perfect victory. Finally, it would appear that you have revealed your true identity, Miss Yu. Miles, her final statement. Yes, I know. All I have to do now is to present the evidence. But what is this ominous feeling that I can't shake? Ooh, ho, 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 ho. Is it this one? No, this one. Miss Yu, I wonder if you might take a look at this photo for me. This is a picture of the key the Yatagarasu said to the police. However, while it may look like a key at first glance, it in fact has ability to transform into a knife. Which means that what was inside Mr. Faraday's bag was both the Yatagarasu's key and the murderous knife. You knew that the key was inside Mr. Faraday's bag, did you not? Yeah? Well, with the Yatagarasu's key alone, it's more than possible to kill Mr. Faraday. Do you understand now? Just annoying at the existence of the Yatagarasu's key. Is she doing makeup now? Okay. I still haven't get a good look at it. Showing it to me from that far away, you could be lying for all I know. You would, even now, still feign ignorance. I'm not feigning anything. But we can't have you accusing me of a crime with false evidence, so can we? I mean, Mr. Von Karma, I've heard some very interesting rumors about him. Are you mucky, my papa? Don't you dare sully the good name of my mentor. Now, take a good look. This piece of evidence is more than real. Wow, who knew there was such a trick to this thing? Are you satisfied now? But of course, you knew from the very beginning, didn't you? You knew that the knife and the Yatagarasu's key are one and the same. Otherwise, someone like you who isn't a member of law enforcement and who would never have been privy to this trick, would have never known about it to begin with. The estimated makeup dots. Furthermore, there's something that the Yatagarasu sent to the police. How did you have knowledge as to what it was? Actually, I heard it from Mr. Faraday. Just before he dragged Mr. Vella off, he told me. Oh, that's right, I almost forgot. He also told me about the key turning into a knife at that time too. Oh, bull crud. But he didn't tell me about how the key actually transforms. What you are saying is simply not possible. Huh? Why not? Because Mr. Faraday himself didn't know about the hidden knife within the key. For within these pages, he mentions nothing about a knife. I'm not sure he would have been everything in his organizer, you know? Would it something of this importance be better left to oral communication? Unfortunately, that is also impossible. Because Detective Bad didn't know about the knife aspect either. What would have been highly classified information even within the police force. And is something that even the lead detective on the case didn't know. Why would Mr. Faraday have felt the need to share some information with the opposition? Yeah, I guess he wouldn't have had much of a reason to. Looks like I gave a pretty lame excuse, huh? How can you laugh at a time like this? She probably just realized a flaw in the logic and is actually in a panic over it. But that's not something we need to concern ourselves with. I suppose you're right. Miss Yu, I'd like to state that I also know you know the real nature. I know how you know the real nature of the knife. Do you now? Well, why don't you put your money where your mouth is and show me? Oh, I will, and I'll wipe the smile off your face by the time we're through. This is it. The moment of truth. The secret behind the Yatagarasu's key. Only one person would have had knowledge of it from the get-go. Who would know from the start that the Yatagarasu's key could change into a knife? That is obviously going to be Callisto. Yatagarasu. There is only one person who would have known about the dual nature of the key. And that is the person who sent the Yatagarasu's key to the police. That is to say, the Yatagarasu herself. No, I did not see this coming. I just felt this, based on the line of logic, this made the most sense. But I still don't actually believe she's the Yatagarasu. I don't know. I mean, I don't have words. Yeah, for once, FlightlessBird is all the dots. I don't know. I mean, this caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting her to be the Yatagarasu. Maybe she's not. Are you saying that this lawyer is the great thief Yatagarasu? Miss Yu, you used Mr. Rel to lure Mr. Faraday into a trap, didn't you? You who profess to bear a grudge against criminals. Why? Why do something like this? All the questionable dots? That you stupid rookie prosecutor, would see through me! You're sending the biggest chill down my spine right now, Edgeworth! This feeling of thrill! It's never greater than when I sneak into someplace! You killed Faraday! Why? Answer me, Callisto, you, Callisto, you? Well, that's not my real name. Because my real identity is... Yes! I am the great thief Yatagarasu! Huh. Let me tell you something, Edgeworth. Mr. Faraday was one difficult man to deal with. For you see, he had discovered my true identity, which is why I had to erase him from the world of law. I made Rel an offer, an acquittal, a little favor in return. All he had to do was accuse Mr. Faraday of being the Yatagarasu in court. But once we entered the recess, Rel was dragged off by Mr. Faraday, which threw my plan into a complete mess. I chased after them and eavesdropped on them through a crack in the door. That Rel caves to only two things, money and authority, just as all thugs do. I feared my plan was going to be ruined if Mr. Faraday held on to Rel any longer. Plus, if I had let them continue on the way they were, I would have been found out. That's why I had no choice. I had to kill them both. But did you say that you despise criminals? But do I really? You, have you forgotten about the KGN incident too? Maybe. But such a wonderful. So then, was it your plan to kill Mr. Faraday with the very evidence that you sent? Well, I had a good idea of what Mr. Faraday was going to do. I anticipated that Mr. Faraday was going to prove that Rel wasn't the Yatagarasu by using this Yatagarasu's key as evidence and that he would bring it with him. Which is why I thought to use the knife portion. With a weapon as well disguised as this, no one would be the wiser. Because who in the right mind would think something like this could be a weapon? I casually entered lobby number 2 on the pretext I had to talk with Mr. Faraday. And in order to get in with him, I pretended to be worried about something. He then let me hold the Yatagarasu's key just like that. He never noticed that I had changed the key into a knife inside the plastic bag. And he didn't have the chance to take note of the knife that took his life. How could you kill him? I knew him for a long time, you know. At the very least, I thought to give him a quick and painless death. But if you killed Mr. Faraday first, there was no need for you to kill Mr. Rel as well. I believe I mentioned why when we were placing Detective Gumshoe under arrest. Something about having accidentally created an eyewitness, and how that led the killer to think about setting them up as though they killed one another. And the trick with the surveillance tape. Yes, I hadn't actually planned to use a gun. The risk was too high that I'd be caught. However, that's when I remembered the existence of that surveillance tape, which is why I had Rel help me set up the crime scene. And after all was said and done, I rewarded him for all his hard work with a bullet. You're a defense attorney, aren't you? How could you betray a client? Client? You want to talk about who was a client of yours first? It was me. Huh? I was a client in the murder of the Codopian Embassy staff member, Deed Mon. You ordered a hit job? You still haven't figured it out, Mr. Bad? I had dead man killed because he was about to give away info about the smuggling ring. Now, who exactly do you think would benefit from such an assassination? It can't be. You're... That's right. I'm a member of the smuggling ring. What? How could this? You don't mean you're working with Manny Koichin too, what do you? Maybe, maybe not. Guess you'll never know. The Yatagarasu claims to be noble, but you're just another cold-blooded murderer. Well, that's right, little girl. The Yatagarasu is just another killer. Be quiet, you. Yatagarasu. You can run from the law, but you'll never escape it. So, just humbly accept the judgment of this court. Hey, Edgeworth. Did you know? The Yatagarasu has 3 legs. Do you know why that is? Huh? No. Well, let me tell you. It means that the Yatagarasu is more than one razor-sharp way to do her work. Oh, dear Lord. Yeah, this is bad. Oh, the exclamative dots indeed. You really are too naive, Edgeworth. You even handed the Yatagarasu's key right to me without a second thought. Everything may not have gone according to plan, but I'll still gladly take it. You mean the key was your real target? And even after I gave you such great advice, didn't I tell you to always keep a good eye on a criminal? Or you may regret what comes of your negligence. You two, get down. Eek! Ah! My body, I can't move. Hey, mister, to your right. Don't tell me she just shot Edgeworth. You, Edge? Miles? Can't die? Oh, thank God. I was like, you can't die? You took place in the trilogy. And this was many years in the past, so you can't die, right? I mean, that would just be like warping the time-space continuum, which is something I would not put past Uchikoshi, but Uchikoshi did not write this game. So, there. Yeah. Unless this guy was taking lessons from Uchikoshi. I'm sorry, but if we start seeing Francisca waking up in a flooded ship somewhere, I may be really worried. I'm perfectly fine, Miles. Her voice is shaking, but it looks like she's unharmed. She's still just a girl. And I don't mean to say that she's a girl so she gets scared easy. I mean, she's literally a girl. She's 13 years old. Who wouldn't be freaked out? I mean, if she was a boy, I would say the same thing. He's still just a boy. Because that has nothing to do with anything. It's a 13-year-old character. They're gonna be freaked out. Where did Kay go? No, that's a gunshot. God, I hope everyone's okay. What about Bad? September 10th, 7 o'clock p.m. District Court, courtroom number 3. Oh, Bad's okay. Gumshoe's okay. Oh, thank God. Sorry, but it looks like she got away. I called the precinct, and they should have a perimeter set up soon. Detective Bad, are you alright? I heard a gunshot. I'm okay. Just got another hole in my jacket. I would be sweating too if I had that many holes. I mean, how many lives does this cat have? He may say he's fine, but he looks quite shaken. But more importantly, boy, I mean Mr. Edgeworth, Miss Von Karma. Ah, he's getting a little respect on her name. Are you two hurt? I'm absolutely fine. I'm also alright, thanks to Kay. Speaking of Kay, where is she? I don't know. She just sort of disappeared. I'll go look for her. Oh, and hey, Detective Gumshoe. Yes, sir, Detective Bad, sir. I'm sorry, I doubted you. Don't worry, sir. It's not your fault. Well, I did lie to you guys after all. I heard about what happened from Kay. Lying while giving testimony is still unforgivable. But in this case, you were protecting Kay and her feelings. Looks like you must just have what it takes to be a real detective. Thanks, sir. And now, don't you ever lose that detective spirit, okay? You got it, Pops. Aww. Pops. Fudge, one too many detective I'm consistently happy. Way to single-handedly destroy the cheery atmosphere with one snarky comment. I should get back to the investigation. I swear, I'll catch you if it's the last thing I do. Be careful, Detective Bad, and take care. Well, thanks. Well, I'm off. Maybe we'll run into each other again someday. Thanks a bunch, pal. You're the best. You really did find out the truth behind everything. Yes, well, I'm glad we solved everything before we were taken to prison. Or you were taken to prison. I can't believe how much trouble I caused you with my testimony, Detective Gumshoe. It was no problem, really. I mean, I lied too, so I didn't help anything. It's really not your fault, Your Honor. Well, even if we did have his other testimony, I think that lawyer would have found another way to get you convicted on our behalf. Well, yeah. Can't believe I was about to get fired in my first week as detective. Well, as long as you're not fired, you should work hard, give all that you have, and perform your duties well. Especially since you're starting out at a ridiculously low pay. We have plans to cut it many, many times over the next few years. Oh, and one more thing. Kay left a present for you with me. She did? Oh, what is it? It's the Swiss rolls. What was it that Kay left for me? The proof of their friendship. I remember this! Swiss rolls. Take that. It's been a while since we had to do one of these. It's a courthouse special Swiss roll. Can I really have it? Yes, it's a present meant for you, after all. Thanks a bunch. You have no idea how happy this makes me, pal. I'm gonna eat this right now. Sure, go ahead. The Swiss rolls Detective Gumshoe and Kay bought together. While the one Kay saved never reached her father. And that took me like 5 times to read for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah. It would appear that her sentiments had touched the heart of this detective. He's so happy. It's as though he's having a welcome back celebration of his own. Well, I was asked by Kay to give it to him. Whoop, that was good, pal. Can't believe I got to eat 2 of these delicious things in one day. It's like I'm in Swiss roll paradise or something. I gotta thank Kay myself. Hey, wait, where is she? He only noticed just now was his mind not present when we discussed her earlier. Detective Bad let her go search for her earlier. Maybe you should go join him. Yeah, you betcha, pal. I'm gonna go help him. Oh, but first, you know what, pal? Actually, I guess I shouldn't be so rude to you anymore, huh? Oh, yes! Oh, look at that! I'm gonna stick right by your side from now on, Mr. Edgeworth, sir! And here's where he gets calling him sir. Oh, the dots. I sense nothing but a most troublesome relationship from the ominous statement. We should go home too. Ow! We should go home too, Mouse. We have to hurry and report what's happened to Papa. Agreed. Well, I'm afraid we must be going now, Detective. Ah, Roger, sir. Don't you worry. I'll investigate the next case one real well. I'll, be counting on you. The scent of trouble is definitely in the air. Thus, like a bad dream, my first outing at court came to a disturbing end. A few months later, I was finally able to properly stand in court as a prosecutor. But the detective in charge of the investigation was, as I dreaded, Detective Gumshoe. After that, he became my direct subordinate. I have tried, but words fail to describe the immeasurable suffering he has caused me. But I suppose that's just how things are. As for the little girl who suddenly disappeared, she's now... So, do you remember now? Yes, I remember everything. Oh, that's his, what do they call it, lapel? The white thing, whatever they call those things. That's what that was. She actually returned it to him like many years later. Kay, it's been a while. Ah, Kay, you sure grew up a lot. Of course, but thank goodness, I thought you two had totally forgotten about me. Ah, you know, I was really worried about you after all that. I mean, where have you been all this time? Gummy, I didn't know you cared. After my father died, I went to go live with my mother's relatives. They lived really far away, so I wasn't really able to come back here with all that much. Oh, is that what happened? Well, I'm just glad you're all right. Aww, I was kind of hoping she would go under Detective Bad. So, does it all make sense now? Ah, you bet it does. Oh, you know what? I was going through my father's bookshelves recently, and... Actually, there are still a number of things that don't make sense, Kay. Huh? First of all, why did you come all this way to see me? And second, why are you calling yourself the Yatagarasu? The Yatagarasu is Callisto Yu, the woman who killed your father. No, you're wrong. The real Yatagarasu was my father. Mr. Faraday was the Yatagarasu? Like I said, I was going through my father's bookshelves recently, and I found a secret diary hidden among his books. I have no regrets in choosing to walk the path of the Yatagarasu. That was written in his diary, and that's how I know for sure. But that's impossible. What's with that look? You don't believe me? It wasn't just the expression on my face. I clearly said it was impossible just now. Alright then, how do you explain this? It's a way of disarming any security system of the user's choosing. Yep, that's Little Thief. Truth be told, this is Yatagarazu's greatest secret. And this little gizmo was used by my father. Ah, wow! Mr. Faraday wasn't just a great prosecutor, he really was a great thief, huh? Yeah, my father worked really hard to steal the truth, but he was killed. And, the Yatagarasu was no more. But despite that, the Yatagarasu has been spotted again recently. Someone other than you. Here, Miss Edgeworth. Take a look at this article. The card was always sent in secret too, right? The Yatagarasu sent the embassy a calling card. Yeah, me and this person's a fake. I'm almost certain that Callisto lady, you lady is behind this. Because the real Yatagarasu would never send something like a gaudy card out. But the Yatagarasu did send a white card along with anything to be publicized. That's what Detective Bad told me 7 years ago, if memory serves. And how would you have known about the key if she wasn't the real Yatagarasu? Well, as soon as I heard the news, I got all wound up and knew I could just let it go. So I searched you out, so that I could attain the truth behind the Yatagarasu. Maybe you was acting as the Yatagarasu when she sent in the key, so that the key would be there, but she wasn't the real Yatagarasu, she was only pretending to be. And Faraday found out and was investigating her, but Faraday was killed before he could find out the truth that you was the one acting like Yatagarasu? I guess? Because if anyone can help me find it out, I figured it's you, Mr. Edgeworth. Okay, that makes sense why she's here now. So you're saying that I have your father's and misuse identities backwards? Yes, because the real Yatagarasu is noble to the end. And I want to revive the real noble Yatagarasu. If I don't, my father will never be able to rest in peace. Okay. Okay, you're so honorable. I don't care what anyone else thinks. I'll always be here to cheer you on, pal. Even if you are honorable, a thief is a thief. And if you are planning to commit a crime, then I'm afraid I can't be complicit. Mr. Edgeworth. You guys are not making it easy for me. Who am I supposed to support now? Mr. Edgeworth, what I want from you now is not to steal something. What I want is the rest of that evil woman. That evil woman. You mean Callisto, you. I think it's too hard for me to catch her all by myself. But I thought that since you were able to expose her for who she is, then maybe. Please, Mr. Edgeworth, won't you help me? Oh, the Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope, Dots. Come to think of it, I do believe I owe you. Huh? Owe me? For what? When Miss Yu made her escape, it was you who saved my life. Furthermore, you helped me with the investigation today. I'm not so rude as to leave favors unrepaid. Then you mean? Yes. That case has been weighing down my soul ever since that fateful day. Perhaps the time has come to settle things once and for all. If you don't intend to sully your hands in a crime, then I believe I can help you. Mr. Edgeworth, thank you. Yay, Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Isn't that great, Kay? Yeah, it sure is, Gummy. Even though he had completely forgotten about her until just now. Erg. What is with their chummy relationship? Well, it's just some things that bring you together. Sharing a sweet roll is, I guess, is one of them. Or Swiss roll. The great thief, Yatagarasu. After all that time, the true identity of the thief sank back into the darkness. Burn Faraday, Callisto U, and Kay Faraday. The phantasmagorically changing identity of the great thief, Yatagarasu. And the Yatagarasu's real goal. It would all come to light the day after I made that promise to Kay. Alright, my friends! Woo! What a case. And I like how they explained. Who Kay was. I like how they explained why Kay was there. Because that seemed kind of weird that she would just show up. But it made sense. And it all came together nicely. I really love seeing Von Karma back. Both of them. It was cool seeing Manfred back. It was cool seeing young Van Karma. Especially since she had a riding crop instead of a whip. I thought that was very comical how she still had her weapon to beat people with. But it wasn't the weapon that she had many years later. It just amused me. We gotta see the initial bonding of Gumshoe with Edgeworth. It's kind of weird how they started out, where Edgeworth basically Gumshoe basically treated Edgeworth as this like, this dumb rookie who's getting in the way. And by the end of it, he's like, sir? I mean, it was really cool to see the origin story, so to say, of the prosecutorial team here behind Edgeworth and Gumshoe. I like Bad. Bad was cool. I don't know if I really got the Manny Cochin like story. Was that a red herring, or is Cochin involved with the smuggling ring and he's working with you, perhaps? But at the same time, Yu's sister was killed, and that wasn't really ever brought up. You know, if her sister was killed, then wouldn't she have a motive to want revenge? And that never happened. And that, for me, that kind of leaves this case a little bit unfulfilled. Maybe it'll be brought up in the next case, but I don't think so. Like, I just got the feeling that is never going to go resolved. I mean, why say her sister was killed. Because that means that you're thinking of, okay, well, she has to be involved. And sure enough, I thought early on that she had to be involved somehow. Now, granted, I never thought she was Yatagarasu, and maybe she's not the Yatagarasu. But I don't know why they made such an obvious thing in the game, which had you go, she has to be involved because she's connected to this, but then that never materialized. It's sort of like in a movie. Everything placed in a movie or a TV is placed there for a specific reason. You don't just throw a bunch of things on stage. Things have reasons for being there. And for me, I don't know why that was there, because it's not really going to throw you off %. It's just going to make you more suspicious of her. And I said scent, even though perfume was the key here. That I didn't mean to do that. Anyway, that to me, I thought was the biggest flaw in this case. I think what really worked, though, seeing the judge with his testimony, see the budding relationship between Kay and Gumshoe was awesome. The tragedy of Kay losing her dad, and you know she cries on Edgeworth. I mean, that's a heart-wrenching scene, and the duel with her, and how dark it became, and just the way she flipped the switch and became this, you know, murderous psychopath. It was very jarring, and jarring in a good way. Like, I didn't see that coming, and so when it happened, I was like, oh my god, this woman's insane. Although I will say one thing. I really wish she would be the actual Yatagarasu. And the reason I say that is because we had the mask starter mask case. Yes, I'm always gonna say mask starter mask. We had that case where the thief was an honorable thief. So for this game to take the honorable thief and make him so he's not an honorable thief, I thought that would have worked really well because it subverted your expectation. This is not mask starter mask. This is someone who pretends to be a goody-goody, or not a goody-goody, but someone who believes in justice. But at her core, she's still this, you know, bloodthirsty, masterminded villain, so to speak. I think that would have made her just such a more cool villain if that's true. Now, it could still be true, but my gut instinct says that Faraday is probably Yatagarasu, and what you did is acted like she was Yatagarasu in order to send the key into evidence, so that way she could show up and kill Faraday. Because I'm thinking, here's my thought. I'm thinking that she knew Faraday was Yatagarasu. So this whole thing was nothing but a trap to kill him. I could be wrong, but that's my theory. Overall, I enjoy this case. I enjoy every case I play. It had a lot of high notes, had very little low notes, and it didn't feel like a setup case like previous case 4s did. This felt like its own case, and at the same time was a setup case. So in many ways, it was kind of, I don't know if I should say this, but this might have been the best case 4 of the games that had 5 cases. Obviously, you know, this is not going to top 2-4 in my opinion. 2-4 was one of the top 3 cases of my book. But still, I thought this case did a lot of things really well, while also correcting the previous case's flaws and the fact that she just randomly shows up. And it also sets up the next case nicely. Yeah, I'm excited to see where this goes. I love you guys so very much. Thank you for everything. And we'll find out together on the next episode. And until then, so long and take care. Thank you for watching this video. Feel free to comment on what you saw and what you'd like to see next. I always love to hear your thoughts. But before we go, please remember that you matter, and you are brilliant, and you are loved, and you should always be true to yourself. Never let the world tell you any different. Much love to you from your friendly, feathered, flightless bird.